For the 13th step, and the 14th step, we have to perform the shoulder range of motion. So for the 14th step, we have to perform the flexion of the shoulder, where we have place the client's arm across his or her chest, like this, and then cupping his or her elbow in one hand, and then grasping his or her wrist in one hand, and then raising his or her arm, his or her head to her head. And then for the 15th step, we have to perform the extension of the shoulder, where lowering his or her arm to the side of her body. And then for the 16th step, we have to perform the adduction of the shoulder, where moving his or her arm across her chest. And then for the 17th step, abduction of the shoulder, where moving his or her arm away from his or her body. And then for the 18th step, the internal rotation of the shoulder, positioning the elbow of the giant angle with the fingers pointing up. And then for the 19th step, the external rotation. And for 20th step, we have to perform the circumduction, where moving his or her arm in circular motion. So it is the next one is to perform the range of motion for the elbow. So for the 21 step, perform the flexion of the elbow, where resting a client's arm his or her side with the palm of his or her hand turned up, grasping the client's wrist and moving his or her fingers towards his or her shoulders. So here is the flexion. And for the 22 step, perform the extension of the elbow by moving his or her fingers towards his or her bed. So this is the extension. And then for the 23rd step, perform the pronation of the elbow, turning your hand to his or her palm faces the floor. And for the 24th step, perform the supination when turning his or her hand faces to the ceiling. So we are going to perform the range of motion for the hand. For the hand, first is for the perform the flexion for the wrist. Flexion is and then for the 26th step, we have to perform the extension of the wrist. And then for the 27th step, we have to perform the adduction of the wrist. And then for the 28th step, we have to perform the abduction of the wrist to the other side. And then after that, we have to perform the flexion of the fingers and the thumb. And then the extension of the fingers and the thumbs. Then after that, we have to perform the adduction of the adduction of the fingers and the thumb. We are moving his or her fingers or thumb towards the digit. forwards. And then, for the abduction, for the fingers of the thumb, we have to separate his or her fingers. And then, for the fifth one is opposition, touching of the thumb to your fingers. Touching.